Good afternoon to each one of you in the media, including the video journalists. Firstly, I'm not quite used to this when we say in some other cities that we are starting a press conference at 4 o'clock. Invariably it gets delayed by 45 minutes or 1 hour, but here we are pretty much going on time. Nice to be here again, Charles. I think the compilation of parliamentary proceedings tell their own story. The state, the TMC Meghalaya team, our state president, Charles Pingro, the leader of the opposition in the assembly, Dr. Mukul Sangma, and my other colleagues, we had discussed this the last time we were here. The last time when we were here to release the manifesto. And we had a detailed discussion on what are the issues which could be raised in Parliament. And to be very truthful, we had 4 or 5 issues, but we did tell our colleagues here that we may not be able to raise more than 1 issue or 2 issues, but this time we made it a point to raise every issue. And I say this with all humility, but with a lot of pride, that the TMC delivers. What were the other national parties doing? Parliament was on for 10 days. I challenge any national party or regional party to show you 2 minutes of any of their MPs raising a single issue. An open challenge. Nobody did. We are committed to the state. We didn't do Meghalaya a favor. We didn't do the Northeast a favor. It was our duty to raise these issues. These are very, very serious issues. Some issues don't only affect Meghalaya or the Northeast, and some are issues which go beyond that. The compilation of those parliamentary proceedings, we can send them across to you, so we will get them across to you on your phones before you leave the press conference. And for those of you, some of you would be interested in the transcripts. We've also made a summary of the issues raised, and we will share that with you. Thank you so much. If there are any questions, this is the TMC, so we answer questions. I do like to say, since I was in Parliament till yesterday, I do want to say the biggest challenge for every journalist today, it's been 8.5 years. Please try and get teleprompter Prime Minister to answer 1 question from a journalist. We shall give you a special prize. The lady here, please identify yourself, ma'am, and ask a question.
Right. I'm Evant and I am from the Meghalaya Guardian. You have raised the issue on illegal coal mining. But we have seen recently the Meghalaya High Court has ordered the deployment of the Central Armed Police Force to stop illegal mining in Meghalaya. So what does this imply according to you?
Parliament is a platform. Parliament is a platform to raise issues and keep those issues in the public domain. Otherwise, if issues, it's the same way where media also is a great pillar to amplify and keep issues in the public domain. I'm not getting into the merits and demerits of the case. Charles Pingro and Dr. Mukul Sangma will be much more qualified to speak on the subject than I am. But we will continue to raise issues, not only in this session, but in forthcoming sessions. Because, let me give you, so that's my answer to your question on the issue of the question you asked. Is there any other question? If you want to add, my colleague will add.
The very fact that you mentioned that the they have deployed these central paramilitary forces to stop the illegal transportation of coal is a clear reminder to the state government that they are not doing their job irrespective of the fact that the High Court has asked them to do so. It is not only a contempt of court, but it is also this total disregard of law and order in the state, where you have the central paramilitary forces coming here to the state to enforce a rule, a decision taken by the High Court.
Don't you think that it reflects badly on the Meghalaya police?
Reflects badly is putting it very mildly. I mean, if there was any shame left in the Meghalaya police, they should be hanging their heads in shame, where the job that they were supposed to execute as guardians of the law has now been overtaken by a paramilitary force which doesn't belong to the state. Total shame, yes, it is.
But Charles, do you think Mayor Superintendent of Police, he was summoned by the court, the court came down heavily on him. Do you think he will dare to act when the illegal traders are only the political master? Do you think he will dare to act against it?
It is a question of dare to act. Once you put on the uniform, it is your bounden duty to serve and protect and uphold the Constitution. The Constitution is very clear. You can't steal, and you cannot go against the rules and the laws that are prevailing in the state. Illegal transportation has been declared by the High Court illegal. How can you allow? Therefore, you have the central government's rules. I think let us shift now.
Question is to
I think one very important point here, this issue, which was being discussed in Parliament over the last 10-12 days, is an issue of a scam affecting the lives of millions who have life insurance company, LIC, or State Bank of India. All of Parliament was discussing this issue. In the discussion of this one issue of a scam, the TMC brought in to highlight another issue of multiple scams of people who preach about clean governance.
Yeah, this is
One
Abhijit.
question.
I'm from UNI. My question to you is that there is a school of thought that Meghalaya will come up with a hung verdict. In that case of scenario, who are your likely partners?
We have already decided who our partners are, and I think we're very, very clear who our partners are. And with that focus in mind, who our partners are, that's why we are focused on what we have to offer to the people of Meghalaya. We've made up our minds that TMC Meghalaya will partner with the people of Meghalaya. Nothing more, nothing less.
wanted a clarity on not only from my side. Wanted a clarity. People are asking, could you raise this ILP issue so that there will be yes or no from the central government? The ILP issue. The clarity needed from the central. It should have been raised.
We are very clear on this. The August House had unanimously in the last session, or before the last session, passed a resolution that we would want ILP to be implemented in the state. Now that has been gone as a resolution and the government has taken it forward. Unfortunately, the central government till date has not answered, has not given any particular concrete answer.
But your MP should have raised it, no? There are a lot of issues raised in the parliament.
It's very interesting that you ask a Trinamool MP how many issues we raised in Parliament. We have raised 4, 5, 6 issues in Parliament. Now you're telling us you could, of course, you're right maybe, out of 10 issues we could have raised 7 issues, we've raised 5 issues. After we raised 5 issues when the others are 0, 0, 0, give us a chance. The Parliament session is going to start again on the 14th of, on the 13th of March. We put our money where our mouth is. We will keep raising issues, not only coming here to press conferences and saying we will raise. We will keep raising. It's an ongoing process. It's an ongoing process. So, firstly, we take questions at a press conference. Second is we raise issues in Parliament. I said challenge you. Please ask all the other parties who are fighting the elections here. I hope they can all call a press conference like this and show you 4 or 5 clips. Start with one clip, then we'll see. We are in a political space. We are a political party. We want to tell the people of Meghalaya, you elect a government, a TMC Meghalaya government. You're of the people of Meghalaya, for the people of Meghalaya, by the people of Meghalaya. This government has not been run by us. We are only here to amplify and partner. Where these issues came from. These issues were not cooked up by the National General Secretary or the chairperson of the Trinamool Congress. We discussed, we understood, and our job was to amplify these issues, to be in service to our colleagues here.
What do you have to say on the 5 commitments of the Congress? We have seen the TMC had offered 1,000 per month for women.